What is up, guys? It is Leah and I am back with another video. Today I will be talking about how we found out we were pregnant so fast. Like, oh my gosh. And just all the different symptoms and just things I've been dealing with during this pregnancy so far. So if you're interested in this video, just keep on watching. Alright guys, let's get into this video. So I will be looking at my phone because, you know, I have pregnancy brain and the struggle is real. The memory is lost, okay? So let's get into it. So as far as us finding out we were pregnant so quick, it was fatigue, but at the same time, I didn't really notice that it was from pregnancy because during that time, you know, the pandemic had hit hard. I had a whole bunch of mask orders, so I was up almost all day, every day, trying to fulfill orders. And so I was kind of irritable as well, but I just, you know, just thought it was because of that being stressful and being super busy with all of that. The next thing that was very strange that I didn't ever feel in any of my other pregnancies was I just felt a huge pinch in my left side, like almost like near my ovaries. And I was like, ow. Oh my gosh, like for real? And then it just went away. And I know a few hours later, I had went to the restroom, and when I wiped, it was one spot, one red spot, like that's it. And I was like, nah. So then I just went on about my business. And then a few days after that, I just noticed, TMI by the way, but I noticed some kind of like irritation down there in that area. And I went and got like some test strips because who wants to go to the doctor all the time? Like, I had already been going to the doctor just to run tests and things, make sure, you know, everything was right with my womb and everything like that. And I was just over going to the doctor. So I went and got some test strips. Now you can literally test to see if you have a UTI, a yeast infection, all that at home. So I ended up having a yeast infection, which was not normal for me. So I was like, how I get a yeast infection? But I did a little research because Google is my best friend, you know, and it turns out that yeast infections are literally like a pregnancy symptom. And so I was like, wow, that's interesting. So could I be pregnant? Nah. So then I just continued on with my days. You know, the 2-week wait just kept on going, and I almost made it to, you know, just waiting it out to see if my period came. But, you know, my mind just started taking over, and it was like, go see if you're pregnant. Why don't you go take a test? And then I saw my ovulation strips that I had left over for that month, and I was just like, should I do it? Should I not? Oh my gosh. So I did it. And soon as I took the test, like, I've never seen an ovulation test turn positive that quick. Like, it wasn't even like literally urine on it and then positive. It wasn't even done running, you know. And I was like, wow, like, oh my gosh, I might be, like, I don't know. Because I had been doing some research on that as well, you know, taking an ovulation test in place of a pregnancy test before your missed period. I've heard of some women having, you know, a lot of great success with it. I've also heard that some women took the ovulation test, it turned positive, but some women just have a surge right before their period comes. And so it was kind of false positive for some people, and, you know, for a lot of women it worked. So I was like, I mean, it's like 3 days before my period. It could just be for my period. So of course I took like 2 or 3 more. And they all had the same result. Cause I was like, okay, maybe I got a defective one that time. Let me just take some more. So then that made my mind wonder even more, because I'm like, okay, it could just mean that my period is about to come on. So now I gotta go to the store. So I went to the store and I got 50 lab tests. So I got the Equate, I got the first response, I got the digital, I got the this and the that, okay? And I took all of them and all of them were positive. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna write it. But the only one that wasn't positive was the first response. And I was like, say what? So of course I got the one with the 2-pack, the 2 in the pack. And so I took the second one and it was blank. I think one of them was blank and then one of them just said negative. I was like, say what now? Okay, so I was just like, okay, whatever. And I kind of felt the way because, you know, a lot of women, that's their go-to. They swear by it. So I'm like, first response, you tripping. Join the party. Join the celebration. What are you doing? So, you know, I didn't really too much worry about it. But later on, I did just take one for the heck of it, and it was just negative. And I was like, what is wrong with you, child? And yeah, it was just very irritating, so I just left it alone. But as for me, I will not be using first response. I mean, I could take it again just to see, you know, something pop up on it, but I'm just so not interested in wasting my money. And I'm just so annoyed with first response. So, ladies, just be aware. I did look it up afterwards, and some women do get a lot of false negatives with first response. So take your first response, but take a backup. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, when the nausea and vomiting hit, that was a whole nother, I ain't even got a word for it, okay? It was just off the chain. Because when it hit hard. And so I ended up having, and I still do to this day, have HG. If you don't know what it is, I suggest you look it up because it is very serious, especially, you know, if you're trying to conceive. This is my first, like I have 2 children already. This is my first pregnancy where I have it. So it's not like something that, okay, if I don't have it during my first pregnancy, I won't have it. Like, you know, every pregnancy is different. You can develop it. So I just think it's important for pregnant women in general to be aware, just like of all other things, even if you're not experiencing it. So, yeah, I have HG and I have to be medicated for it. It was so stressful and it was just tough, you know, in the beginning. Had to constantly get fluids and couldn't keep anything down, couldn't eat or drink anything. Became to the point where I was just scared to eat or drink or think about food because literally vomiting 5, 6, 7 times a day, even if I don't have any food on my stomach. Whatever is in there is coming out, the yellow stuff, you know. It was just so tough, and I was just so out of it, and child, it was stressful. It was so stressful. It was hard. I was so dehydrated. I couldn't even cry. Like, I just didn't have the energy to cry. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I just literally felt like I was dying, and I just felt so hopeless. So, you know, it only happens in 2% of pregnancies. You know, there are a lot of women out there that don't know anything about it, or that's just so caught off guard about it, you know, when it does happen. Just like me, none of the medicines worked with me at first. They gave me 4 different type of medicines to try. None of them worked. Only thing that worked for me is promethazine, which is Phenerian. And that's, you know, a lot of people take that pill to literally go to sleep. So imagine taking it, being pregnant, and you're trying to like run a business, you're trying to work, you have virtual school for your kids, all this stuff. It's just like a struggle, okay? It's been a true struggle, but you know, we're blessed, and you know, I'm glad that I made it out. I'm glad that they found a medication that did work for me. I still have this excessive saliva. I think it actually has a name now, but it's just like I can't even, like, the fact that I have to wear a mask and then go into the store and have excessive saliva is so annoying, because I have to carry like a spit cup, you know, and now I'm like kind of controlling it because I don't want to be on camera just spitting in a cup. That's so gross. But yeah, it's annoying. And then since I am further along now, it does bother my acid reflux, and it kind of adds on to heartburn, because it's almost like, I don't know, it's just like, ugh, it's so irritating, and nothing really helps. I try to chew gum, that kind of helps, but other than that, I just have to carry a spit cup everywhere, or chew some gum. It has been a very emotional roller coaster. That is like outside of the HG, that's like one of the hugest, I know that's not a word, but just work with me here, people. That's one of the biggest symptoms that I've had with this pregnancy. Like I don't know if it's the COVID adding on to it or what, but you know, I'm used to traveling and just being free, because I'm a free spirit, and it's just been, I've been an emotional wreck with this pregnancy. And I know there's added stress with, you know, my kids having to go to virtual school, because myself and my youngest son have chronic asthma, and on top of trying to run a business and just everything else, it's just like super stressful. I was diagnosed with depression in pregnancy, and it's just been a hassle to deal with, and I don't know. They prescribed medicines, but I just don't want to take it. I just can't see myself being pregnant and taking medication that, you know, could have worse side effects than what I'm actually dealing with. You know, I don't have that much longer in my pregnancy, so I just feel like I just want to wait it out and try to do other natural ways of like just feeling better mentally. And I know I've been through a lot within my life, and I just feel like it's weird because this isn't, the things that I've been dealing with now isn't anything compared to what I've been through in the past, but I guess it's just a lot more intense now because I'm pregnant. And I've never been through a pandemic, you know, I've never been on lockdown or anything like that. I have a lot of anxiety about COVID and catching it, and you know, it's just a lot. So it's just crazy because, you know, they say every pregnancy is different, and child, I didn't know how real that was until this one. so I'm like, this is my last baby, cause I can't. I love my children. I will sacrifice anything for them, but whew, mama need a breather. It's a lot. Some days are tougher than others, but you know, today was a pretty good day, and just taking it one day at a time. I know it's a lot of moms pregnant that's dealing with a lot of stuff during pregnancy. Just know that you're not alone. Just remember, you know, the end goal, you having that beautiful baby, beautiful bundle of joy that you wanted so badly. And, you know, just don't be afraid to go to the doctor. One other symptom, well, not symptom, the one thing I've been dealing with is a lot of contractions. And I had to go to the doctor a few weeks ago for my contractions. And they had to give me a shot to stop them because it's like way too soon. So I've been also trying to take it easy and not stress. Everything. I just developed all kind of allergies. I don't know where they came from, but you know, I also, not only because of that, but because I also always wanted to do a natural birth, but my births have just been so just out of my hand. But this one, I just want to take more control of, and I just want to have a natural birth. I just want to be safe. You know, it's a lot of women that die from childbirth, especially these emergency C-sections, the ones that are like kind of uncalled for and could have been avoided, especially in, you know, in us Black moms, unfortunately. But you know, so we just have to take extra precautions because of the mortality rate in the Black community. And you know, do your research. I'm scared to even take the epidural at this point because I have developed allergies. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I, you know, I'm allergic to the epidural? And I know some things are just like, okay, you're thinking too much into it, but you know, unfortunately we're in that time where we have to think about these things. I'm older now, and it's just scary. You know, you just never know, and you try to plan for every scenario, the worst case scenarios, things like that. But you know, it's just tough and it's scary. And have a birthing plan. You know, just know your rights, study, look up things, research, do everything that you can to ease your mind, and just know, you know, try to, even if it's your first child, you want to know as much as you can. I mean, you won't really know until you go through it, but as much as you can know, you know, what you're about to go through, what you're up against, you know, the possibilities. Just try to be at peace, try to relax, and just make memories. Just stay prayed up, guys. Yeah, that's all of the symptoms and things that I've been dealing with thus far. I pray that if anything, my symptoms decrease. But yeah, so hopefully you mamas are enjoying your pregnancy. And if you haven't, you know, gotten that positive test yet, I'm wishing baby dust and a healthy, happy pregnancy and delivery for everyone. I myself am doing hypnobirthing, so when that experience does come around, I want to share it, you know, give you guys information, and just, you know, I'm just interested in learning an alternate route, a more natural route, that's preferably a lot safer. Thank you guys for watching. You know, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I think my next video, I'm gonna be doing our baby reveal. Well, we are gonna be doing our baby reveal, so we'll find out what this bundle of joy is. Here it is. Y'all see my long pregnancy pillow back there? Like, I cannot sleep without it. If you don't have one, get you one, okay? But I mean, I'm huge, so I need it. But thank you guys for watching. Peace and love, and I'll see you guys next time.